Hello, Warrior TV. Steve Knapp, the Mindset Warrior here, back for our latest episode of the Power Hour of Mindfulness. And tonight I'll be joined by a familiar face. I've got the awesome Valerie Andrews jumping on for her third episode of the Power Hour. And tonight's going to be awesome. We've already gone through Healy before. We've looked at behavioral profiles and archetypes. And tonight we're going to dig a bit deeper into living your best life towards longevity. Valerie's got quite a history in the aged care field and has seen a lot of things that are impacting people's lives as they get older, and she's going to go through a few benefits for us for what we can do to avoid that and some pitfalls that may be coming if we don't. So I'm just going to jump into the intro video and we'll see you shortly. Valerie, welcome back.
Thank you. Good to be here, Steve.
Always good to see you. You'll fill me with knowledge, although in our little pre-show chat, you've also filled me with dread. I'm a bit nervous tonight that I might have to make some lifestyle changes or I'm in for a bit of strife.
Well, when you see it the other end, I guess, that's what changed my mindset about looking after myself as much as I can to prevent what I've seen out there in working in aged care.
I love it because I think it's so easy. I know, I am getting old. Mentally, I may not be, but I think it's easy to sort of have that bulletproof mentality for a lot of years and not have any worries about what you could be doing to yourself because you're not seeing any impact now. But I suppose the cumulative years of doing all this naughty, silly stuff can have pretty serious impacts as you get into the later years of life.
Yeah, it does. And also, not only that, it makes a difference in your, sorry, I'm just going to switch my thing to the comments. It also makes a difference in the job that you do at a younger age. If you're doing a really physical job, later on in life, that's going to impact you without you realizing. So
it's all over already. First point, and I'm in strife. Roof tiler for 25 years. Yeah, great.
Well, you can also do exercises to prevent it. So
keep giving me these benefits. I need the other side of the coin to make myself feel better.
So, I guess the topic tonight came about living your best life towards longevity because, as I said, I've worked in aged care for a long period and, I was an aged care assessor for a period of years and going into people's homes and assessing them and seeing how they live in their daily life kind of was a wake-up call for me as well because it was just like, hang on, I don't want to be on 20 medications when I'm that age. Do you know?
Oh, no.
So, no. So it's just like, I don't take any now. I've no interest to take any in the future. So what can I do to assist my health and my life toward being the best version I want to be? How can I improve that? Yeah.
And it's in our hands, isn't it? Like everything that contributes to this stuff, we're generally doing to ourselves through our diets and exercise or lack thereof. And there's crazy people out there that smoke and drink, not pointing any fingers or anything. But it's a lot of it is, and it's silly because it's not doing any good, but I don't know. It's just you don't really look at the impacts until you're feeling the impact.
Yeah. And I guess for me as well, when I did have that health change quite a few years ago now with my own health, whilst I was working in aged care. So due to my mental health going downhill, then my physical health was affected. So for me, I guess our longevity in turn is all about our mind, body, and soul. How is it we're looking after that to really excel the best we can in life, you know?
Yeah, brilliant. And hello, Melissa, and hello, Adam. Thanks for jumping on and tuning in. Yeah, it's something that I suppose you don't always draw the correlation between the mental health and the physical health, because I'm sure, yeah, I'm 100% certain that, yeah, I found them going hand in hand when I was going through depression and those sort of things. That, yeah, physically I was horrendous, and it was affecting sleep and energy levels, and then the other way from being physically struggling, that was affecting me mentally, and it was just a horrible back and forth that there didn't seem like there was any solution to.
Yeah, it does. And sometimes, you know, we can get caught up in the story, as we all know, of, oh, poor me, you know, I live in the victim mode, but we can't get out of that because we're feeling so crappy in the physical side. And it's just like, well, obviously, you know, as we know, we are what we think. And the more we think how bad we're feeling, the more we're going to go down that route. So, you know, and down that road. So it's just, looking after our mindset and understanding that it's up to us to take responsibility for how we want to live and who we want around us and what we want to do in the future at the end of the day.
Yeah. I mean, I know I want to live for a long time, so I don't want to be I don't want to be doing that in a disabled state or not being able to operate as I'd like to. I definitely don't want to be just bedridden or, like you said, having to have that many medications just to get you through the day. Then it sort of takes away the enjoyment of living a long life, doesn't it? You get to a point where you're like, well, do I even want to keep living? Because there's no joy in it. You sort of lost the will to have fun in your life because it's been taken away by previous decisions.
Yeah. And I guess they talk about knowing and understanding how important exercise is, how important foods are, how important water is, you know, our nutrition, our sleep, our lifestyle. Living our life to how we want to live can really, really excel us to having a purpose in life. And those social connections that we have around us make a huge difference also, because as we age, our social network diminishes. And if you're not involved socially with other people, your mental capacity is not getting used. Therefore, you know, you're withering away even further. So there's a lot involved in health and, as we age. Hi, Adam. Hi, Kerry. Adam's got a huge question. Oh, huge question for you both. Growing up, what mindset did you have to the mindset you have right now at this current moment? Oh, there you go, Steve.
Well, it depends on at what specific time frame growing up, I suppose, because I think on a personal note, and probably for most people, your mindset will vary greatly from your early formative years into your teenage years into early adulthood, depending on what challenges you are facing at the time, I suppose. And I know for me, my mindset for the most part of my early life was pretty relaxed, pretty laid back, and not. I'm an Aussie. It's no worries. There wasn't any concern until I did get that bit older, and all of the poor decisions and judgments probably started catching up a little bit, and that was where depression and things came in, and it really didn't force me. It opened my eyes to see validation in making some changes, and that's what got me to where I am now, I suppose. I'm getting into coaching and doing a heap of personal development work. So now the mindset's totally different. Now my mindset's clear. I know what I want to achieve. I know where I'm headed. I know my purpose. I know who I want to help. And it's extremely positive. My mindset and my outlook on things is very positive. I don't dwell on anything, and I look at things, I wouldn't say through rose-colored glasses, but I do look for the most beneficial outcome in a situation and roll with it that way. if that makes any sense.
Yeah. No, I love it. Yeah. No, and going to your question, Adam, my mindset growing up, I guess I didn't have a lot of positive influence around me to get me on the right path of health as such. However, I knew when I was a certain age, I thought, oh, no, hang on, I'm into a size 14, nearly going to a size 16 in clothes here. This isn't where I want to be, you know. So then I did the opposite and went basically from a 16 down to an 8, which was not healthy. And the reason why I did that at the time, I was in a relationship that was not serving me either. So, you know, we go through periods in our life, and I guess I have been in the victim mode. My mindset in the past was in the victim mode, you know, and until I shifted that and moved it, a bit like yourself, Steve, going through the coaching journey and understanding who I am, the people around me are just people, you know.
Yeah.
The people that I want to surround myself are the closest people, you know, and they're the ones I'll let in closer. But, you know, everyone's got opinions, everyone's got their own values, everyone's got their own beliefs, which is amazing. It's about how we respond and react to that. And someone asked a great question: what if we get exhausted when dealing with people? Chaka, sorry, I apologize right now if that's not how you say your name. What if we get exhausted when dealing with people? And I can totally relate to that, being the aged care assessor, you know, listening to people's stories and feeling drained at the end of the day. I guess we have to remember it's their story, not ours, and to not take it on personally. I know I took my job on personally in the first 2 years of listening to people's stories and taking it personally, whereas I learned to put that barrier up and say, right, that's it, you know. And if they're not serving you, if you don't have to deal with them, then don't bother. Don't have them in your life. That's my take on things. I have people around me that I want to be around who are not draining my energy. Yeah.
Very, very similar to how I'd respond to that too. I think if you're exhausted dealing with people, minimize the amount of people you deal with, and I suppose decrease the quantity and increase the quality. I know on a personal note, it wasn't through a point of exhaustion for me personally, but the people I was hanging around with weren't serving me on the journey for where I wanted to go. They were the people who I was surrounding myself with in the past life where I didn't want to be. And I knew if I didn't eliminate these, wasn't just a matter of saying, like, we're not mates, never talking to you again, but I certainly did eliminate the contact, because it was just every time we got together, it was poor decision making. And then I started surrounding myself with people like Valerie, and quite a few of my guests, well, almost every guest you see on my show, are the quality of people that I spend my time having conversations with on a weekly basis. And it really does change things. So, and I think when you find the right group of people, after you've decreased the poor ones and increased the good ones, then you start to expand and your quantity goes up again, but your quantity is only people that are worth conversing with. Unfortunately, like, sometimes you don't get a choice. Like, the people that are draining your energies could be work colleagues, could be family, and you don't get a choice to just walk away. But yeah, if you can limit the interactions, I hope that helps a little bit, Chaka. But if it's sort of a personal level for us, that's kind of what's worked well in our worlds.
Yeah. And I see that you're ending up dealing with fewer and fewer people. And again, I'll just back Steve on that one. It is finding your tribe. Who are the people that you want to hang around? What interests do they have? And what are they going to, what value and benefits do you get from each other? To me, I see relationships or friendships or whatever as an energy exchange. You know, it's not about giving and getting nothing in return. It's about allowing and receiving, you know, the reciprocal, there's a reciprocal, I guess, conversation and relationship, because relationships are big, when it comes to, and understanding yourself and the other person makes a huge difference as well. And I guess that's where the extended disc comes in for me, is I am now attracting the people in my world of the same energies I am, because they're the people I actually associate well with, in my world. So that makes a difference too. Yeah.
It works a treat. And the awesome Caroline's jumped in to say that she's watching us while having her breakfast in Ireland. She's the super creator of all of this new branding and the intro video that we saw earlier. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, thanks,
What's Adam saying there? Oh, look at that. God, Adam's giving me a nice compliment there as well. I'll take that.
Hi, Nikki. Nice to see you too. So Adam's saying he wants to carry on from the anti-bullying week, and I want your perspective. What does the mindset look like from a bully's mindset to those that are being bullied? Oh, that's heavy. Well, I guess
I answered in different ways last week.
Yeah, I guess, Adam, like I said, mindset has a lot to do with our health in general, like our longevity. So if you're going to continue being bullied, which I was for 18 months, but I let that happen, do you know? So, and trust me, it was not an easy road. But I let it happen because I didn't have the self-worth. I didn't have the belief. I didn't have the love and respect for myself. So if you've got I truly believe now that I've done all the work and understood, if you've got no self-respect for yourself and self-love, then that's going to continue, and obviously I'm not the dominant energies, which I spoke about last time. So stepping into that power, I literally won't let anyone walk over me anymore. I had it happen too long, and that's where my physical health deteriorated. So I give that person peace, love, and respect, regardless of the situation now. In the moment, I probably didn't. But, peace, love, and respect, whatever's going on in their world, that they saw fit to bully me for that period of time. But at the end of the day, once that person was removed from my office, things changed completely. So, yeah, brilliant. My life started getting back on track of where it used to be. Yeah. So, that's okay, Adam. That's okay. You can have a heavy question. That's me being open and honest. That's all right. And that's great. You found your tribe too, Adam. That's really good that you found your tribe. Yeah.
I think it's crucial, isn't it? Like, if you don't have a good supportive tribe of like-minded people, you can just sort of meander around aimlessly, and your interactions and connections won't really provide you with much because you're rudderless and you're just drifting. And that's where I think you'll get caught up a lot in groups that are more about gossip and stuff rather than elevating each other and looking at your self-worth and the worth of others. You've really got to have that tribe of people that are on the right wavelength for you. Unless, if you want to, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. If you want to be in that crowd, go for it. But if you want to be on the topic that we are tonight of living your best life for longevity, get the good people on board. It's worth its weight in gold. Yeah. And they're everywhere. You're never too old to start making new friends. Never.
That's it. And talking about longevity, I guess just going to backtrack a little bit. When I've worked in my job, I've assessed a lot of people with their cognition deteriorating even further too. So when it comes to, looking after our brain and our brain health is so really important, because, we can have inflammation in our brain without even knowing. And, I have a document here in front of me, and it's from the Lancet. And what they're saying is there are 7 major factors that can be confident that are linked to Alzheimer's disease, which, as some of us know, a form of that's dementia, diabetes, midlife high blood pressure, midlife obesity, physical inactivity, depression, smoking, and not having the education around us as well. And in amongst that, I guess the earlier stages are the hearing loss, the high blood pressure, and the obesity. And one of the most important things, like I said, as we age, is social isolation. So having our social connections around us is so important too. So yeah, just a few things to touch on in that area. So when it comes to our health.
I really don't like them.
Yeah.
So all those things are easily changed.
Oh, totally. Yeah, if we've got the mindset to go ahead and do it.
It's coming back.
Yeah. Adam's just asked Chaka what her I'm not sure, about the tribe, what their tribe looks like, which is a really good question too.
Yeah. While you're searching, it doesn't hurt to have a bit of an understanding of what exactly you are searching for. And I bet that being said, sometimes your tribe finds you. Once you're actually openly looking for people that are going to be your sort of people, that's where just out of the blue you're going to make a connection that you wouldn't otherwise see, and it just turns up and you're like, wow, this person's really cool. And then you end up just working your way into a tribe together sometimes. And sometimes that's beautiful. There's no work involved, and it just takes you to places that you're not in at the moment, and it's a great space to be in.
Yeah, it is. So does anyone want to know what brain foods that they recommend? The brain health foods?
Since I ticked all the other boxes, I bet you I'm not ticking any of these ones.
Actually, it's quite interesting. It was from another document. So it was turmeric. They recommend turmeric for us, which is helping with our inflammation in our body. The blueberries, which is one of the superfoods, and all our green and leafy vegetables are really important as well. Yeah, and they recommended coffee, which was quite interesting. So for me personally, I will never have a coffee first thing in the morning or caffeine. And I'll give you the reason behind that. It's more so I was having 2 shots of coffee per morning before going to work, and in between getting the bully happening in between that. And my actual kidney and liver and my pancreas couldn't cope with the overload of toxins in my body. So when we talk about certain things, toxins are a big part of our health as well. So, it wasn't until I did some of my own research and I thought, oh, yeah, coffee's not supposed to have that first thing in the morning. So, and then I started just changing my ideas to just having decaf on a weekend, maybe one on a weekend, and that was it. At 10:30 in the morning, they recommend that's the best time. So, and once your kidneys fail, you can't get them back. Me working in our aged care out of a community centre, seeing all the people come in for dialysis, just like, sorry, got to look after myself. I'm not going to end up down that road, So, yeah, I've seen a lot. And obviously, Melissa's a nurse, so she'll agree with me on that one. Yeah. So, coffee, tea, legumes, omega-3 fatty acids, and the DHA on top of that, and red grapes were some of the things they came up with brain health ones as well.
I'll tick a few boxes there. I'll tick a few. Might be a couple of things going on that are all right.
Yeah. Oh, Adam's saying he has one, keeps hearing the phrase experiencing brain fog. Brain fog, what does that look like and how can it impact and benefit you? And yeah, brain fog, which is another interesting thing that came up out of another article. So our brain inflammation, a lot of people haven't really heard of it, but they talk about brain fog being part of that. We can have, we're needing to nap on a regular basis after mental work, or, frequent meals or snacks, or waking up during the night, or history of head injury, or exposure to toxic mold. So there's so many things that can cause our brain to be inflamed without even realizing. And I put the brain and the gut together. So our brain and gut are connected. There's a lot of research on YouTube, if you want to go and research this, about our brain health, brain gut axis, and how it's interconnected, I guess. And there's so many things like leaky gut that a lot of people don't realize what causes that. It is about working with specialists. If you do have any problems, in other words, I started the specialist route, but I didn't have the dietitian support behind that, which I was disappointed, and did things all the wrong way and learnt my lesson. So that's why I recommend working closely with somebody that knows all about this stuff, especially if you are experiencing certain aspects. And I'm not going to say about the public health system, but I personally found alternative therapies helped me further. So yeah, that was a spin on that. I hope that answers your question. Yeah, brain fatigue, and brain fatigue can be linked to women and their hormones as well, menopausal. And I had it. I was there. I had no idea what was going on in my world. I'm thinking, what's all this about? I was doing stupid things, So yeah, it's pretty crazy how brain fog does have a huge impact. Yeah. Adam, I'm not sure exactly what you want me to share. A particular YouTube video? There's plenty of them.
I think he wants everyone to share this.
Oh, share this. Okay,
yeah,
no problem.
Yeah, that's all good. That's all good.
Yeah.
Brain fog can be a tricky thing, can't it? Like, it can eliminate or impair your judgment, your thoughts, your memory. I'd almost compare brain fog as almost like the morning when you wake up and you're hungover as hell and your brain will not operate in any particular way that you want it to. Like, the most simple tasks seem out of whack, but no matter what you try to do, you're not bringing it back in a hurry. And it's a horrible place to be in.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And obviously as we age, we lose some of those cells as well. And Melissa's the nurse, so she's
putting all the big words in.
Yeah.
Melissa, we've talked about this. Don't put words that Steve can't read out on camera. No, I'm going to give it a go. From a craniosacral point of view, brain fog can be an indication of our sphenoid bone, which sits behind our eyes, being out of balance. Did that sound right?
Yeah.
Like a doctor. It's Dr. Steve.
That's great. And our left and right hemisphere even can be out. As simple as that, So I know when I'm out, and I could just go to my chiropractor, kinesiologist, and I say, okay, I'm out of whack. Can you please put me back in? Yeah. Simple.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
There's so much you can think of like a hip being out of alignment or something, but you don't think about your brain being out of alignment for different years. And
and I guess, not only looking after our health, exercise, minimum of 10 minutes a day even will make a huge difference. No, like our strength is so important as we age. Our bones, they become more brittle. Our actual, our airways can close up even further. There's just so many things as we age that we don't realize. Foot care is so important. So many people have foot problems as they age as well. So there's a really good checklist that I found, and I'm going to read it out because I thought it was really good. As you age, these are the things you've got to kind of look at. Staying active, like how much exercise do you engage in regularly? And, is it up to 20 minutes a day? And, women's swimming, walking, or group exercise, do you include balance and strength? You know, do you do dancing or Tai Chi or yoga as an exercise, you know, provided by a health fitness instructor or something? Because balance is so important. You know, it's preventing the falls as we age, you know, because our balance isn't as good. And also they talk about having calcium, vitamin D and water in their meals, and drinking at least, you know, 6 glasses a day, at least, you know,
Yeah.
as we age, you know, as we know now, well, you know, do it to your body weight, because that's really important too. Don't have too much water, but definitely don't have less. And getting out and about and moving about is so important. Managing your health conditions, like, as well, like, do you feel, as we age, we can feel lightheaded and faint and dizzy, even getting out of bed. Like, I've seen it, the elderly just rush out and it's just like, oh, hang on, you know. So, and our eyesight's important too, keeping up the regular health. And yeah, just making sure that we do maintain our health for that, for the life that we truly want to live, and having a purpose as well. If you've got a purpose in life, if you're on a mission and you've got a purpose, then you've got a reason to live. Because a lot of people, they finish their job and they've got nothing. And that's when their health deteriorates. I've seen it. Oh, yeah, I only just retired 12 months ago and now I've got this, this, and this, and this. We were going around Australia in the caravan and couldn't go. I don't know how many times I heard that story whilst I was doing my job.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You stop doing one thing and you forget that you've got to do something else.
Yeah.
I know my father-in-law always says that. The day I stop moving every day is the day I know I'm close to the end.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, autism. Oh, he's giving you a hard time, Steve. You want to read that one out?
Speaking of autism, Valerie, what's the difference between a mindset of someone with autism to someone like on Steve's level? What's a Steve level for starters?
I'm not an expert on autism, Adam. So yeah, you're probably asking the wrong person.
Yeah. I'm not my strong suit either. I'm still interested to know what my level is. I don't think I haven't reached my level yet. I'm still working towards it. I haven't peaked.
Yeah.
And it's interesting you're saying that with what Caroline's saying there, getting back to yoga mornings. We had a big chat last night around how many of us seem to have dropped off on the physical side of things in the last sort of 6 months or so. And yeah, we've actually made a commitment that we're going to put a little post together in the group and see if we can get a group of people starting from the 1st of December to have a big accountability buddy group and start moving towards a bit of daily exercise and things as a big group, and make it a good little happy space for everyone to feel comfortable and start. Doesn't have to be anything huge, just that, like you said, even just 10 minutes a day, just to get the blood flowing and a bit of movement, especially outdoors. God, how good's nature. We love nature.
I love that, Carolyn, giving you the motivation to get back into your yoga mornings. Me too, actually. There's someone I follow. It's a 30-day yoga. Is it Cassandra? Oh, I don't know. It's only 10 minutes a day. I can't remember it. And it's on YouTube. And I can put it in the group if you like. And yeah, it's only 10 minutes a day. That's it. Every morning. They recommend yoga because it's really good, not only helping us physically, but mentally, our mental stimulation as well. So yeah, it's a huge benefit. All right, I'm in, Adam. 1st of December, I'm in.
He's doing his run. Beautiful. This is great.
I'm back to yoga. I'm back with you to yoga, Carolyn. Whenever you're ready, let's do it.
Great. I'm loving this. Look at our little community go.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, and we and you know, there's so many different, and not everyone could do high maintenance activities either. Like I know my health deteriorated when I went to the gym doing hardcore cardio. My health actually deteriorated even further. So our bodies sometimes are unable to handle those things. Swimming's an amazing exercise too. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never got into swimming. It's just not my thing. I'm a sinker.
Yeah. So I guess we've got food, nutrition, exercise, movement, our mindset, our relationships and who we're hanging around. There's just so much when it comes to improving our longevity in that perspective, as we know, like things we should and shouldn't be doing for our health, but I guess you think about it in the future, it's just like, okay, so who around you that that is elderly, that you could maybe think about them and what they do on a daily basis. You've got to think about, well, can they have a shower themselves? Can they get their own meals? Can they do their own shopping? Can they get out of the home? Can they do their own housework or gardening? I mean, gardening is the best form of exercise in the world for everyone, apparently. And can they do things like even, as simple as getting on and off the toilet, so, and I'm just going to, plant those seeds for a minute and think about the house that you live in right now. Is that one that you're going to live in for the rest of your life? Does it have 100 stairs getting up to the top level? Yeah.
Yeah. And it's an acre with 8 different levels. No, I'm not mowing that when I'm 90.
So I guess it's about setting yourself up for the future. I mean, stairs are great. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with stairs. But are you going to be able to afford the chairlift when you're unable to walk up those stairs and you want to live in that house for the rest of your life? So you got to think about, okay, am I going to start exercising and moving and looking after my health? Or am I going to have to afford a chairlift to be able to get up the stairs to where I want to live? So it's a
good motivator.
It's a catch-22 at the end of the day. I mean, anything can happen. Do you know what I mean? Anything can happen. I'm not, this is just a generalized statement that I'm making, but anything can happen with that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so true. And you do want to be thinking of these things. Like, you planted such a seed in me already just when we started talking about this as a topic. I'm like, wow, yeah, like the difference 12 months makes to where I was 12 months ago to now, it's phenomenal. God, I was so much healthier a year ago.
Yeah.
Mind you, before that I was really unhealthy. Then that was my and now I've gone backwards again. So it's, yeah, you've got to be mindful, don't you? Because it is easy to pick up the bad habits or the laziness. It's stealthy. It just sneaks up on you, and like when you stop doing those things for a little while, it just sort of disappears and doesn't become the priority. And yeah, TV or things that are just not really serving you at all take precedence when they really shouldn't be.
Yeah. And again, it's about finding your passion and why are you doing things? Why are you exercising? What's the main benefit of it? Ask yourself, what's the purpose, or what am I going to get out of it? How am I going to feel when I can fit into those clothes? How am I going to feel when I don't have to go to the shops and buy new clothes? How am I going to feel when I can walk up that hill without feeling breathless? So it's about thinking about those types of things. How are you going to feel when you can jog that 5Ks if that's what you want to do, and then build up to 10Ks or 15Ks if that's what you're doing? How are you going to feel? How's it going to make you feel? So yeah,
it feels amazing. And especially when you're starting from a very low point, when you do reach those sort of distances and things, you just feel amazing. And you even feel amazing while you're doing it.
yeah.
Which is, you don't think that at the start. You're like, wow, this is just all pain. Everything hurts. So I can't do this. But then you do it again and again, and the momentum builds. And I'll tell you now, from a bloke that can sit around the 100-kilo mark, when you can go from doing very little to no exercise at all to running 20Ks in the space of a few months, you feel on top of the world.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you've done that? You've done that, Steve?
That's where I was last year.
Okay.
Yeah. On the 1st of June, I started, just with a bit of a walk. I'd walk about 3Ks. Then over the course of a couple of weeks, I put that up to 5, 7, 10. And then randomly, I think it was after about probably 6 weeks, my body just broke into a jog. It wasn't conscious. I was on a walk and I started jogging. And then I'd jog part of my walks. And then that turned into jogging the whole lot. And then, getting more pace to it, more distance. And then, on the weekends, I was doing anywhere from, 15, 18, 20 Ks, just spending that first couple of hours. I'd be out early, 6 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning, I'm back home at 7:30, having the shake with the nice green leafy vegetables, the blueberries, all that good stuff you're talking about. I was drinking that straight after the run, and oh God, it felt phenomenal. Like there was no going back from that, I thought, until the one day when I stopped doing it. That became 2 and 3 and 7 and then weeks and months and it's easy to undo all that good work.
It is. But you can get it back, and you've been there before. And that's the great thing about it. Is there something that you want to achieve? Is there a reason behind it? And, it's like me, for instance. I wanted to get out of work on time. When I first started my job, I couldn't get out of work on time because it was an intense job. And it's just like, right, I'm going to sign up for an 8-week challenge because I wanted to get my fitness back. And the 8 weeks was full on. But I learned a lot in that 8 weeks. What's the food intake you're having as well? I learned about mindset. I learned about, you can push yourself those 4 days a week to train, the cardio and the strength and whatever, to if that's what you want to do. So it's about having a purpose and a focus. I signed up for that 8 weeks thinking, oh, I'm not going to have time to do it. I made myself that time because I paid for it and I did it. And I got healthy again. And I also learned about nutrition and portion sizes as well. So for a female, for instance, a piece of meat is on your palm of your hand, which is about 100 grams. And two fistful of vegetables on top of that, and, a little bit of carbs on the side. So it's about learning how to, eat nutritionally as well. Every one of us is differently. I crave on proteins. I live on proteins. I get my energy from proteins. Give me carbohydrates, I'm going to be asleep.
Yeah.
Everyone's important. Yeah.
And it's funny too. I sort of find if you are struggling for that very first part of getting back into exercise, one thing that I've seen work amazingly well for people is, I saw Adam's mentioned it before with fundraising. Yeah. If you can link what you're doing to a charity, your motivation goes bang, because you're like, it's external then. It's not just you pushing yourself. You've got an external reason and you're like, okay, if I do so many kilometers, this many people are donating this much money. And it's what a core driver that is for you to be going, wow. I mean, that wasn't the start of my journey last year, but certainly all of October getting into the 1 Foot Forward for the Black Dog Institute, that pushed me to drive that hard. That, I think I ended up doing 326 kilometers that month. And Fantastic. It was just watching the main. And I'm like, and to push myself harder, I'd put a post out and say, anyone who donates today, I'm going to add another 10 Ks onto the total. And then it was perfect. I was making people give me more money because they got to see me suffer more, but then I was really enjoying it as well. So it just works a treat. Do it all for charity.
No, that's great. And I'm just going to, on that note, on the charity thing, I also did the same thing as you. I signed up for a challenge, a bike ride challenge in Cuba. I had to raise money, knew nothing about how to fundraise. 2, I didn't have a bike. And it was just like 3, how am I going to do this? How am I going to pull it off? And it just happens. When you say yes and figure out how, it just happens, So I think I raised £3,000 for the charity I was working for in Scotland and completed that 250-kilometer cycle in Cuba for charity. Yeah, and they're set up.
The Aussie girl working in Scotland, raising money in Cuba.
Yeah, so when we've got a purpose and a reason why, and it was for a purpose-built centre for the hearing and sighted impaired people I worked for, so they have somewhere that's set up for them. So that's what the money was going towards. So yeah, when you've got a purpose as to why you're doing the exercise and have something behind it, then yeah, it's a really good thing. And just going to go back to Carolyn's message. Yoga with Adrienne online. Yep. I think it's Adrienne. I think I do Cassandra because she's only 10 minutes instead of 40. But the breathing is amazing with that too. Yeah. Yeah. Connect with your breath. That's so important. And yet, and she was running too for 10Ks before that. So yeah, cool.
Nice.
And Nikki's put a comment saying how important it is. Training for my 5-month hike gave me so much more purpose for getting fit than just wanting to be thinner. Yep. Having a purpose.
Yeah. Brilliant,
Yeah.
Nikki. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Once you've got that, and most of the time, once you've got that purpose, you find that it's serving you in so many multiple ways where you think, yeah, I'm just doing this because of this. But when you dig a bit deeper, you're like, no, but I'm actually gaining this, and this. Like, it's got so many benefits that, yeah, it's exponential, really, once you get right back into it.
Yeah. Oh,
God, I'm
totally.
getting motivated now. These last 2 shows have got me motivated. It's time to get back on the bike. I'm gonna have to, you guys have got me interested in yoga now. I've never yogaed before, or never.
Oh, well, we'll start you off with the 10-minute one if you like, and then you can do Carolyn's 40-minute one with Adriana if you like. But it is really, yeah. I think it really gets your brain cells firing on all levels too. Exercising first thing in the morning, you feel clearer and focused in that respect.
Yeah, I found if I didn't go first thing in the morning, it generally didn't happen. If I'd done like 8, 10, 12 hours on the tools, you're not getting home and going for a run. It's just doesn't happen. Oh God, here he comes. Bloody Adam. There's always something with this man, isn't there? He's always got to throw me under the bus.
He's getting you a challenge to do a yoga live on Warrior TV.
So he does these things to me, Valerie, because he knows I'm crazy enough to say I'll do it. Once I learn, I'll do it. Yeah. I'll get someone who knows how, and I'll get them to come on a show for me, and I'll do a 5-minute live yoga demonstration.
Yeah, no, fantastic.
Lock it in.
Yeah, no, cool. Do you think there's any other areas apart from getting a good night's sleep, which is so important,
and which most of us fail at, I think, on a general level.
Well, I guess I think I might have spoken on the last show how important it is because it's reducing the inflammation in your body. So the more you sleep, if you do get that 8 hours, it's reducing the inflammation not only in your brain but in your body to recharge your cells and things like that. Some people also fast. Not everyone can fast. I personally may finish eating at 4 p.m. of an afternoon some days when I feel like it, and will maybe eat the next day at 12 midday. I know my body can handle it. Someone who's a diabetic, I would not suggest it at all, or unless you got advice from an actual practitioner. But, you will learn your body as to, doing that once a week for me helps my red blood cells as well. So, just looking up fasting, intermittent fasting, and finding out the benefits of that for yourself, if it's possible, then that's just another option, that people aren't aware of how good it is, how good it can be if it's done correctly. It's not saying I'm going to say everyone go out and do it, because no, do your own research, see if it's possible, and get advice under a health practitioner, of course. But yeah, and obviously training our brain, doing our cognitive exercises and balance exercises is training our brain. Eating more plant and fish and using supplementation is important too, because as we age, we're losing all those good things in our life. And there's lots of things in our in our body that we do need as we do age. So even, you know, certain supplements and things can really help your body. Again, work with a practitioner in that respect. I know my body and what it can and can't handle and what I'm lacking in. I'm pretty fortunate because of the MTHFR, which is another area of where my genetic expression occurred, enzyme occurred, and my Bs will not work without my folate. So folate's the natural things you find in green leafy things. And if my body's not methylating correctly, the Bs aren't even going to work. My B vitamins won't even work. And it's all liquid for me. So I know my body that well, as opposed to, right, okay, she needs an overhaul. Give her some of that. And it's all good. Hi, Jenny. Lovely to see you here too.
Jenny. Woo-hoo.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Caroline said yoga with Adrian has a 30-day challenge for beginners. Look out.
That must be the one that I've done, the 30-day challenge, the Adrian one. I always get whether it's Cassandra or Adrian. I always get it confused. Yeah.
I'll have to give it a go.
Yeah.
I need to get some more flexibility. Everything's starting to stiffen up now.
Yeah, as we age, we will. We'll, you know, some people can't even reach down on the ground to pick things up as we age too. So it is about being that doing stretches are important too. You know,
there's a lot
simple
of damage
stretches.
in this body.
Pardon?
There's a lot of damage has been done to this body with all the years on the tools and sports, and God, I need to start taking more care on these side of things that get things, a bit more limber and flexible. Because stretching, God, it was always one of those things before you play sport that you're like, really, I don't like this part. I just want to go and play. I don't like to sit there and stretch everything. It's just no good.
Yeah. And obviously doing everything with ease and grace as well. You know, remembering that, you know, we are human. There's only certain things that we can do, and not to push ourselves out of the limits if, you know, our body says, no, and starts to, I mean, movement is great. However, you know, how much can we limit our body and how much can we push it, you know? So it is about where you want to be on that scale. And again, work with a fitness instructor if that's where you want to be, or a, you know, strength trainer or PT or something in that respect. Make sure you're doing it the right way, not the wrong way. I guess that's the most important thing.
And it's great when you said, like, it's awesome how much of an understanding you have of, like, everything that's going on in your body and with your body. Like, once you get that understanding, you can make so many awesome changes on the run because you're like, bang, no, that's not right. No, it doesn't feel good. I've got to change this here. And, physically and on the food intake as well. It's brilliant. Like, if we can all get to that level of understanding, it's going to make life so much easier for us.
Yeah, it does. And I guess, you know, it is being in tune with your body and actually sitting down and really enjoying your food. Chewing your food is so important, you know, to get our gastric juices happening in our stomach for the food to actually digest properly. Because when our digestion is stagnant, the rest of our life's going to be stagnant, if you think about it.
Yeah, well, the pain that you can get from that can be immense. I had a flare-up only last week. It was the first time in ages, which is a good warning sign that I haven't been behaving. But diverticulitis flare-up, and that is similar to a hernia when it comes to pain in the low end of the scale. And it's not pleasant. And when you're trying to work and, like, you're bending and kneeling and lifting, it's no good. It's no good. But it's just a warning. It's just saying, Steve, pull your head in, mate. You're not eating the right stuff.
Yeah.
They say it's the Western man's diet of eating too much red meat and not enough greens. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and that's really common in aged care too. A lot of people have that diverticulitis that I've
already started. I'm not even anywhere near aged care. Darn it. That's it.
Yeah, but trust me. Yeah, but looking after our digestive system is so important. And I know when my little digestive system, my upper is not functioning like it should. And if that's not functioning, then my lower one's not going to function, is it? So getting stuck
nothing's
there.
getting there properly.
Yeah. So yeah.
God, there's so much to
There
bloody
is.
know.
Gut health, brain health, heart, everything comes from love. Got to give everything love. That's it.
Perfect place to start.
Always start with love. Always.
Yeah.
Start loving our body, start loving ourselves, and start loving people around us. That's all you need. At the end of the day, all you need is love.
That sounds like the great name for a song. Someone should write a song called "All You Need Is Love." That'd be perfect.
Yeah. That's it.
No, that was brilliant, Valerie. God, you give us so much information. I'm sure you're going to be back next year.
Oh yes, I'll be back if I get invited. I'll be back.
You've got an open invite. There's always, whenever you want, you can come back anytime.
Oh, thanks, Steve. Thanks. Did anyone have any questions in regard to maybe their spin on longevity and what it looks like to them, and what's going to change, or what are their insights, or how can I serve you as best as I can too? Because you can always reach out to me as well. I'm actually looking at going down this route and avenue with some products as well, some supplementation products, and with working coincide with the dietitian as well. So not only for my own health, but supporting others. So that's one area
Awesome.
I'm looking into going into as well. So yeah, I'm going to have two branches and two avenues happening. Can't just do one. That
No. The more campfires, the better.
Yeah.
Get them rolling. Yeah. Oh, that was a good. You dropped that one on me. I wasn't ready for that one. That sounds very exciting.
Yeah. Well, I've only just kind of made my decision. So yeah, on that one.
What, during the show? Just thought it had to sort of sounds good.
No, it was today or yesterday and today.
Oh, that sounds brilliant. I'll definitely be wanting to know more.
Yeah, definitely.
And how will people find out more when you get that up and rolling? Website?
Just on my my website. Just contact me. It may not be, the information may not be on my website yet, the health side of things, but just contact me and ask me on ifeelawesome.org. There's actually you can sign up for a 30-minute 30-minute chat, or put your email in there and go with that if you're wanting more information. Yeah.
And if anyone never forgets, they can always reach out to me, and I can certainly point you in Valerie's direction. At all.
Yeah. And I guess if there's one thing I'm going to get people to think about is how our genes and epigenetics, which is really big, I guess, in that respect. But there's a doctor called Dr. Ben Lynch, and it's called Dirty Genes. And he's actually on YouTube. So you can find him on YouTube. And there's actually he does a talk about how we've got all these COMT things going. And MTHFR is basically the biggest one in that. So our methylation cycle. And, if you're interested in knowing more as to why things may be occurring for you, or your health may be occurring, he talks about all the toxins around us, even having aluminium foil wrapped around your food as such, or even having, having the gas on without having the exhaust on. So simple things like that, and changing our ways and thinking about toxins and how because our skin is our largest organ. So whatever you're putting into your body or whatever's around you, it'll be absorbed into your skin. So, when you're healthy, when your hair, skin and nails are in good shape, basically.
Yeah, even if you're losing it, that's not a sign that it's not happening. All right.
Yeah. So thanks, Jenny, for putting that in the thanks, Adam, for putting that link in the
Beautiful.
in there. And yeah, Jenny, I'm looking forward to it. linking the nutrition side with the EDIS, the mind and body and soul all together. I'm really excited about the whole thing.
That's going to be brilliant. There's another show. Now we've got a couple of things sorted next year. This is all just going to roll. It's so good.
Excellent.
And I better make sure, quickly before I forget, we have our warrior queen, Kerry, will be on at 8 p.m. UK time tonight with Joe Farmer. So everyone that is available, jump on board. What's that for us? That'll be 7 a.m. Brain fog. Maths just totally left my brain. I'm feeling like 7 a.m. feels good, sounds good. Yeah, right. 7 a.m. Aussie time. So, yeah, for any early birds that are free, jump on and watch that. It'll be awesome. Valerie's always awesome, hence the name. I feel awesome. Been absolutely amazing having you on again.
Thanks, Steve.
Stuff, and yeah, we're definitely gonna be touching on more of these great things next year. I'm feeling it. Might even keep rolling through the last Wednesday of the month for a while and see what we can keep coming up with.
Excellent. Sounds good.
All right, guys. Well, and to everyone else, thank you as always. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching us, and everyone on the replay later on. Love all your comments. Some awesome questions and things in there again tonight. Just makes the show flow so great if we can get your interaction. So we really appreciate it. Massive love to you all. I will be back. I get to be on the other side of the camera. I will be back Friday night UK time, Saturday morning Aussie time on Caroline's show. I get to be. It's going to be super exciting. And just keep on board. Watch Kerry's show tonight, and then you'll be updated regularly on everything else that's coming up. So thank you, everybody. Thank you again, Valerie.
Thanks, everyone.
See you all again soon. Bye.